Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you are easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, I have a very interesting topic. I'm going to give you one of the main reasons why black men are not wanting to date black women. I'm going to give you one of the biggest reasons why men are turning their backs on today's modern day black woman, in my most humble opinion. And that reason is women don't want to cook. Women don't like to cook. It is a lack of skill set that you have, ladies, in the kitchen. Women would rather starve a man to death than to go in there and turn on the stove and cook something for him. Women prefer to go ahead and get Uber Eats and to allow DoorDash to feed a full-grown man instead of learning how to cook. I personally believe that if a woman will not cook for her husband or cook for her man, that should be considered to be spousal abuse. That should be considered domestic violence. Every woman who don't know her way around a pot in the kitchen should receive a citation. You should get a ticket. You should have to do some time because you don't know how to cook. You don't know how to fry. You don't know how to bake shit. You don't know how to do anything. You don't know how to make nothing. So what I'm going to do is show some clips out of fair use and educational purposes to show you, to educate women that they need to get their behinds in the kitchen or go take a cooking class and feed that full-grown man that you complain about. A full-grown man who goes out and work all these different hours, pull double shifts on the job, 18 hours, 14 hours, working over 40 hours a week. The one that you keep saying, you don't make enough money. I want a Chanel bag. He can't do it when he's hungry. Feed that man. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play these clips right now. You tell me what you think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let us get started.
Okay, well, babe, I took some chicken out. I came home for lunch. I took some chicken. Why don't we sit here and season up this chicken?
I don't want to season.
Okay, so you don't want to season the chicken,
no.
But you want a functioning relationship.
What does?
Catch what he just said. He just took out some chicken to thaw out. He want to eat some chicken. This is just a regular man, a human being who want to eat. And she don't want to season the chicken to prepare the meal. And he asked a very legitimate question. You don't want to cook for me, but you want a functional relationship?
Okay, well, babe, I took some chicken out. I came home for lunch. I took some chicken. Why don't we sit here and season up this chicken?
I don't want to season.
Okay, so you don't want to season the chicken,
no.
But you want a functioning relationship.
What does the cooking part have to do with you keeping your dick in your pants and you not going to find you another bitch that cooks? Leave me the fuck alone and go be with the bitch that's going to cook for you.
And he should. That's the dumbest thing I've heard. What does me cooking, me performing what women are supposed to do or expected to do in a marriage or a relationship, what does that have to do with you keeping your pipe in your pants? Ladies, you need to understand, a man eating, a man's appetite is a need. You always talk about your needs are not being met. A man's need is different from a woman's need. And one of our greatest needs is we want to eat. We want to eat. The only type of women that don't cook are the side chicks. We don't expect you to do that, but if you're going to be our main squeeze, so to speak, we'll expect you to get your musty back in that kitchen and cook. And that's my most humble opinion.
These times, she doesn't even cook food, bruv. You don't even cook food for your man, but you think you're perfect. My man's at home starving, talking about that's your man. Any woman that...
That's right. Can you imagine someone telling you, I love you, baby. I want to be your wife, baby. I can't wait to see you, baby. But I ain't gonna feed you when you come home because I don't care.
My man's at home starving, talking about that's your man. Any woman that claims to have a man and she says, I love that man and that's my man, and that man's at home and he hasn't eaten and she hasn't checked if you've eaten, that's not your gal, that's a side chick, that's a loose woman, that's whatever. Trust me, real women care if you eat, bro, because if you don't eat, that affects your mind. If that affects your mind, that affects your body. And you're just gonna drop out. You're just gonna get exhausted and drop out. A real woman cares about what you've eaten today. She asks you that question, have you eaten today?
You know what? That's something that you don't hear no more like you used to. He's got a good point. Women used to ask men that, have you eaten? Are you hungry, baby? You come home, are you hungry, baby? You come home right now, they sitting down, They watching TV. They watching a reality show or on their phone or something like that, or looking for their charger, or they talking shit through Wi-Fi because their phone is turned off because they ain't paid their bill yet. They ain't worried about have you eaten. So, ladies, you are failing. That's why you're not finding good men, or should I say that's why you're not keeping men, because you're failing. You don't even know how to cook.
Can y'all date a woman that don't cook?
Nope. I barely let you get that question out. Hell no. Nope.
Why not?
No, sir. As much as I like food, food is it ain't a love language, but to be cooking for me is definitely one of the things, like acts of service. That's my love language, and cooking definitely falls in line with that.
Well, then that would mean that is a love language, because some people say acts of service is a love language. The fact that you are in the kitchen and involved in the action of preparing a meal for your man absolutely means that it is a love language.
Yeah. That's just my spiel. Cooking falls in line with that.
That pretty much that's
if you don't know how to cook,
I don't even know if that's just my love language. I mean,
just like to eat.
I'm a grubber, bro. I like to grub, man. Y'all, if y'all looking at, checking out the YouTube videos, your boy ain't small, you dig? So I be needing that grub, man. If you can't get in there and whip and cut, bro, like you a drug dealer, then we can't even cut. You know what I'm saying? Like we out of there. We out of there.
You hear that, ladies? You got a man right there telling you that if you can't cook, and this is a lot of how a lot of men feel. We out of there. Every man have a right to desire a woman that can cook and throw down in the kitchen. We're not expecting you to be the greatest chef in the world, but we do expect. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with expecting that either, because your mother failed you. Why do you think? Do you think it's a coincidence that? Excuse me. Do you think it is a coincidence that the majority of grandmothers, the majority of our grandmothers, almost in every ethnic group, can throw down in the kitchen? They can cook real well. You think that's a coincidence? No, because they were taught that from the generation of women that preceded them, from the generations of women that came before them. That's why they can cook. But then, and they taught their daughters. They taught them. They just didn't care. So now they not teaching girls at all how to cook for men. Let's go and get started.
What's in the book of marriage?
Cook me something to eat. That's what's
Excuse me, that was a wrong clip, gentlemen. I apologize. It looks so similar right there. Let me get to the clip. It's going to be the same thing, but that's actually going to be a reaction video to the clip that I'm about to play to you. And you have got to see it all the way. See it, so you can understand what's going to come up. We're still staying on track about the cooking thing. Give me 1 second while I pull it up. I do apologize for that one. If I can find it right quick. Yeah, this is it right here. Sorry, gentlemen. Here you go.
What's in the book of marriage?
Cook me something to eat. That's what's
I'm gonna get you something to eat. Now I might not have cooked it. Now Uber might have brought it, but I'm gonna put it on a plate and bring it to you.
No, we're not doing
That's
Exactly what I said in the beginning. They rather have strangers, people who don't even know you or love you, don't know their husbands or love their husbands, prepare his food, have strangers deliver it to him. No connection, no intimacy. Ladies, you got to understand, you cooking for your man is an intimate act. That is a part of intimacy. Intimacy is not only sexual, and intimacy is not always hugging and how you doing and being affectionate with words of affirmation. It's also this. When you cook and prepare a meal for your man and you bring him a plate, that means a lot to a man. That is being intimate. Somehow y'all have disassociated intimacy with cooking, which is unnatural.
put it on a plate and bring it to
No,
you.
we're not doing
That's
that.
what I'm gonna do. And you ain't gonna know, because when you get home from work, I'm gonna make it look like I did it. I'm gonna have some pots dirty. Yes, I am.
If I don't see no dirty pots.
I'm gonna have it in the oven waiting. You gonna smell it. I got a candle that smells like lemon cake. Okay, I done made you a cake. You ain't gonna see me do it because you at work, okay? And I'm at work too, damn it. And I ain't got time for it, okay? So I'm gonna get you something to eat. Just be happy, okay?
Attitude. And this is not a skit. This is really happening. Attitude. I work. So men work all the time. It ain't our fault that you have put yourself in positions of a man to where now you understand why a man is tired at the end of a long day's work. You put yourself in that situation. But just because you put yourself in that situation does not take away your responsibility of being a woman. As a woman, you are expected to cook, and it's been like that since the world started turning. As a woman, it is your responsibility to know how to cook for your family and all the rest of that. It's funny how you want to change what you are naturally supposed to be, but don't let a man do it. If a man go out and work all day and he come home tired, you still expect him to do everything he's supposed to do after work as a man and go back to work as a man. But when we come home and we're hungry and you don't work all day, you don't want to be a woman. You want to just go call Uber Eats. And we supposed to be, man.
I'm at work too, damn it, and I ain't got time for it, okay? So I'm gonna get you something to eat. Just be happy, okay?
Oh, I don't work like
just
that.
be happy that you got something to eat.
I don't know what these men do.
I don't know, my man happy, okay? And he gets something to eat every night. I ain't made it. Hell no, I cook on Saturdays and Sundays, maybe if I feel like it. Shit, is you?
If I feel like it. Got a family. If I feel like it.
Cook on Saturdays and Sundays, maybe if I feel like it. Shit, is you
How
cooking
many times
it?
a week you cook?
I cook when I feel like it.
How many times a week?
Maybe zero. Maybe.
Man, if you meet a woman like this, do not marry her. Do not marry this woman. This woman is unfit for marriage. Don't meet any woman who talk like that. What that is, she's being very dismissive of your needs, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen who watch my show, both genders, I want you to understand, especially the women, your refusal to cook is like a slap in the face to a man. In order for a woman to want to cook for a man, she has to be submissive to that man. She got to want to cater to that man. If a woman does not cook for a man, she does not love him. Period. I'm not saying you got to cook every day, but I'm going to tell you this right now because I know times have changed. But when we were slaves, when there were slave women, slave men, the slave women had to cook for massa and their family, had to go do work for their whole massa family. And then when they came back to their husbands, the ones they were married to, they still was able to cook and clean. So we have a generation of women back then who had nothing. They were living underneath oppression, who had absolutely none of the conveniences that we enjoy today, like air conditioner, all that stuff. They had it rougher, harder, more dangerous times, but they was able to perform as a woman and cook for their men. Now we have a generation of women now that has everything they could possibly want. All different types of rights, all different types of opportunities, all types of opportunities to get higher paying jobs, better education, can do almost anything they want. The most free set of women, the most free generation of women who have ever walked the earth. And they cannot cook for you? Make it make sense, man.
Zero, maybe one. I'm a professional woman. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't give a damn. That's a different kind of wife. I make sure you got something to eat. He eating every night. I promise to God he eats.
No, but we want your cooking.
He get my cooking when I feel like cooking for him. I want you to cook for me. Can you cook me something? Is you mowing the grass every night? Is you cleaning out the pool and mowing the grass? No, we paying somebody to do that, right? So at this point, we paying somebody to cook.
I'm still doing my part.
Right, but you paying for it, and I'm gonna pay somebody to cook. Okay, is that all right?
Oh, you have a chef?
Yes.
Oh, now
absolutely, and he gonna eat. But sometimes Uber, Postmates. I mean, you know, if you get a little snack, you might have a chef for the dinner.
Not time a week.
But the chef does cook, yes. Chef Jannard, Chef Roy, Chef Delroy. We got the people that come in and cook. I work, booby. I got 4 jobs. I got time to damn it cook for you. If he asked me to cook, I would cook. If he asked me to. But daddy know that I don't,
know how to.
You knew that before y'all got married, right?
I mean, I was in professional school when he met me. So he knew what it was. But if he want me to cook, I would. But I don't think that's just that important to him. I don't.
That man did not know. That's why she started. He knew I was in a professional school. No, he didn't know that. What happened was that man she got right now became emotionally invested in it to the point where he got in too deep and fell in love with that woman. And I'm gonna tell you, if he could change things right now, one of the things he would change is that he had a wife that will cook for him. So you women make yourself unavailable. You do. For the right men. Now let me play the one I was playing a while ago, so you can see the reaction to that from an older woman. See, I thought this older woman was going to say something wise because she's an older woman, but then I looked at her left hand. Her hands ain't no marriage ring on her, no marriage ring. I said, oh, here we go with the BS. So I said, I'm going to watch it. Let's watch it. It's a reaction video to that video.
What's in the book of marriage?
Cook me something to eat. That's what's in the
Hi, ladies. Go back and listen to that video. There's a mindset in place here. The man that's talking, he keeps talking about food. I need you to cook. I need you to cook. I need you to cook. What some men have not come to realize is that once you hit a certain level of income, yeah, you don't have to cook unless you feel.
Now, I want you to understand something now. A certain level of income, making over 6 figures a year. Let me ask you, how many women do that? The majority of women barely make over $40,000. I mean, 44, 47,000 annually. They still make less money than men across the board. There are a few exceptions to the rule. As I said, few, very small, minute. So what about the other women? And just because you make more money does not excuse you from cooking. I don't got that clip as a clip of a millionaire. A woman who makes 7 figures a year, black lady, says she cooked because she said, and she understood that what retains the relationship is not the fact that she makes money, but what retains the relationship and keeps it functioning is the fact that she gets into a feminine role and cook.
Yeah, you don't have to cook unless you feel like it, okay? It doesn't even make sense for you to cook after you hit a certain level, okay? Let's say I'm bringing in $200,000 a month, all right?
And you're not. I can look at the video and tell you that you ain't making that kind of money. I see that dollar store mirror hanging on the wall over there, and I see that old retired, dusty-looking couch you sleeping on. I can look at that.
Let's say I'm bringing in $200,000 a month, all right? It is more beneficial to me to work than to cook, all right? I can hire somebody to come in, cook my refrigerator full of food twice a week, okay? Bringing in all my main dishes, all my sides are in there, okay? And I can spend my time resting, relaxing, and working. And it's a better payoff for me. Some of these men are stuck on cooking and cleaning. They want to bring you down to manual labor. And what they don't realize is that in the olden days, or when you go back and look at royalty, or households had families in them and a cook and somebody to clean.
I had to cut that short because she's gonna start talking about some other stuff that had nothing to do with this subject. I'm gonna tell you something. This woman had just told y'all that the basic duties of a woman is manual labor, as if it's a slave taskmaster type thing. And then she's going to go about talking about royal families. The majority of people who walk God's green earth are not royalty. How many kings and queens you see walking around in the street that have palaces, ladies and gentlemen? That woman is an old fool. They call it an old fool. They used to say, you know what happened to young fools? They become old fools, and that's one of them. Now I'm going to show you how you ladies devalue yourselves on the dating market because you can't cook. Watch this.
She's a 10, but she doesn't cook or clean. What's in your rating?
Probably a 6. What I'm looking for in a wife, cooking is a big thing. I'm not saying that she'll be cooking all the time, but like that'll be something I'd really want in a wife material. So
6 or 7, maybe, depending. That's literally the only 2 things I'm looking for. I don't know how to cook or clean, so it doesn't. Someone's got to do it.
Now I want you to understand how that man started this whole situation. He asked men on the street, different ethnic groups, if the woman that he meets, if he meets a woman that is a straight 10, Jack, a straight with a knockout body, beautiful, highly gorgeous, and she's a 10, but she can't cook, what is her rate? And that woman drops from a 10 to a 6. Why? Because that's how important it is for a man to eat. They used to say back in the day, the quickest way to a man's heart was through his stomach. Now they got that out the way and say the quickest way to the bag is to suck his wah, wah, wah. Think about it.
Someone's got to do it.
I think it would still be a 10. If I can cook, then we can adjust it.
Now he's kind of, because he said he cooked. I think he mostly of a simp when he said, well, I really think that he could. She would still be a 10, my friend. She would still be a 10 because I can cook too, my friend. I think that she can. No, that ain't how that go. Maybe, shit, no. in the most people, we want a woman that can cook. It is domestic violence if a woman can't cook. And that's my most humble opinion. This is an educational video to share my points of view and my personal opinions. And I use all these clips out of fair use. Now you let me know what you think about this in the comments. And I have a upcoming live stream this upcoming Sunday at 5:15 Central Standard Time. Again, 5:15 Central Standard Time is going to be my live stream. Catch me there. I'll see you pretty soon. 1 second.